really good. He uses his hands really, really well.
Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's always better when you're winning games, right? It's always better when you're playing defense, when you're playing fast, physical defense. No more your grandpa's Cowboys. We got goons on this team. We got goons that will come down, hit you. J-Ron Curse, Micah Parsons, Trey Diggs. Those are kind of the big names. You know, Trevon Diggs, rightfully so, man. The way he's playing defense, off man, press, zone. He's just in his bag right now. Like when you have people like Keenan Allen tweeting you, you know, he's leading topics on SportsCenter and all this. He's the guy. Then obviously what Micah Parsons doing, being the highest graded rookie, just the highest graded. I think defensive rookie is just incredible. But I really want to give some love to Osa Odighizuwa. He's really, to me, kind of the unsung hero of this defense, because if you remember, Neville goes down and it's like, oh no. But before we do that, I want to take you guys on a memory lane. Let's go back down memory lane of what I said about him around the draft time. That's why you guys got to keep up, because one thing about it, I love covering the draft. I love scouting and writing and really analyzing these players. So take a listen.
Here's a guy who, well, first of all, McCarthy has ties to UCLA. It's clear that, he drafted Kenny Clark, I believe. Check that. I believe he drafted Kenny Clark when he was with Green Bay, UCLA player. It's clear that they want to make this defense. They don't want to leave any stone unturned with this defense, and I love it. And there's still good players on the board. Jabril Cox is still there. He hasn't gotten drafted yet. And guess what? Dallas is about to pick again. I believe at pick 84. That's the pick that they got from the Eagles. Don't think of him as a 3-tech. Think of him as a guy. He's played 5. In that 3-4 scheme at UCLA, he played all over the line. He was disruptive. 11 sacks throughout his career as a 3-tech inside guy. But he also has some position flex that on running downs, he could be a stand-up in. He has really good, he uses his hands really, really well.
All right, guys, so that was kind of my thoughts on Osa. And the last thing that I ended with was he has violent hands. He has a plan. And so many times with young D linemen, you saw with guys like Taco Charlton, you saw with guys like even Dorrance Armstrong before he kind of came on. He's playing much better now. They have no plan with their hands. Their hands are kind of in no man's land. Well, as I kind of grade some of this film, and I'm going to talk about some of this film, you see he does a 2-hand stab. You see he does a stab rip. You see he gets stoned on a stab rip, and then he's able to do a 2-hand swipe through. He has a plan with his rush, and he's relentless. And he has a quick first step. So as you look at this film, it's going to be hard to imagine Osa coming off the field when Neville Gallimore gets back. Let's look at it. All right, guys, so looking here, this is the play I was talking about. Boom, 2-hand swipe, and he doesn't get home. But you'll see, look at how violent his hands are off the line of scrimmage. I'm going to slow it down right here, and you'll see good pad level. Boom, stab, okay? Gets him off his track, and then look at the swipe. Now he doesn't get home, but he's learning from his rushes in game. Like he's learning in game from his rushes, and guess what? He's able to cause the interception. I'm going to say he caused the interception, but he forced Jalen to get the ball out. Now, that's just the play, one of the plays of the game. Twitch, boom, the swipe gets through. Look at that, the arm bar, and just an amazing sack on Jalen Hurts. Hands. He has a plan with his hands. And then here, that was kind of like a 2-hand swim type deal. Even though Jalen was able to complete the pass, you still grade the rush as you did. I just think that Osa Odighizuwa is by far the unsung hero of this defense right now. Like, this defense isn't the same if you aren't getting. He's also been very stout in the run game. Like, he on passing downs, they do ask him to get upfield. But in the run game, he hasn't been bad. And then they even did some things. I charted about 4 rushes where Dan Quinn had him at defensive end. Him and Chauncey Golston, shout out to Chauncey Golston, he played some decent reps. Him and Chauncey Golston on the ends. And then he moved Micah Parsons and Randy Gregory on the inside. This defense is fun. It's fast flowing. In recapping this game, I just think that Dallas went out and beat a bad team how they were supposed to beat a bad team. This is going to be I'm putting a bow on this game. We got to get ready for Carolina. 1 o'clock Sunday, they're coming. They have a good defense, a fast, physical, young defense, and they have a really good receiver in DJ Moore, so I'm going to be talking about that. But again, it's time to really think about Osa and him not giving that starting job back up. You drafted well with him and Neville. I think that when Neville does, they can take their time with Neville now, because guess what? You drafted, you hit. When you want to put together a good young defense and you paid a quarterback like you did, you got to be able to get production out of the draft. I think this front office deserves a lot of credit for being able to get CeeDee Lamb and Trevon Diggs in the same draft, and now Micah and Osa, and if Kelvin Joseph can give you something, and Nashawn Wright and those guys, and I think Jabril Cox will eventually be something, you cooking with grease for a long time. It's your boy Foots. Peace.